Okay, here's a rundown of the setup. This is the FET machine. You can see the control panel on the front. I'll show you the control panel really quick. Here's the control panel with all the temperatures that are happening inside of the chamber. We see the two different chambers for the two different polymers. All of the yellow values are this lower chamber, which is the core material, which is polycarbonate. All of the upper chambers are the shell material, which is ABS, and you see the temperature differences between the two. Okay, so up here on the FET, you see the two hoppers, one for each of the two materials. The one closer to us has polycarbonate right now, on the other side has ABS. The screws for each of the two lines are underneath these metal claddings. And then on this side, we have the melt extruders. So we have two different motors, one that's extruding each of the two polymers. The one on the right is going a little bit faster because that is the ABS, because we have more ABS inside of the filament than we have polycarbonate. The left one is going, but it's a little bit slower. Okay, and those are pressing the polymers into and through this particular die. So right down here, this is a hot end. It's about 270 degrees Celsius right now. And out of it right now, you see that white line. That is the filament that's being produced. I'll try to like zoom in down here, but it's getting extruded into a water bath. So here's the water bath, and you see a kind of a pulley down there. So you know that this filament is kind of moving. Okay, so it goes through this water bath so that it, cools off, and then it's being pulled on this end by, you see that green machine back on the back side. That's the kind of the tensioner, basically, that's pulling tension on the fiber and keeping it pulling. Here in the near sight, this is a laser micrometer that's measuring the width of the filament, both in the X direction and the Y direction. We got a computer here that's monitoring the filament diameter as it goes. What you'll notice generally is that there's some oval character to it. So we got about 1.7 with what is like the X direction, and maybe like 1.6 or so with the Y direction. So we're not quite fully dialed in yet. There's some oval character to it. I think that's because of how it's being pulled, but generally it like needs a little bit more work to dial this in.